So now we need to roll. And we'll see who's going to go first. Okay, warrior gets a nice 1. The wizard gets a 12. So we can move. We could actually, what we need to do is start moving over here to the bees. And see, we have 1, 2, 3 enemies over here. It probably would be a good idea to go ahead and gauge that so we can start working on getting my experience up for that. I will hold those keys for now. I won't waste anything. I'm going to run myself for 1 action point over to this room. Now that we're in this room, these are going to engage with me. Now, another thing about being in this room is we get these enemies that are going to engage, but another thing we're going to need to track is for 2 turns, I cannot subtract my AP, which means they're going to have a really good chance to hit me. So we'll go ahead and set those here in front of my warrior. Hopefully I have enough room. First enemy is going to be a werewolf. Second enemy is a skeleton healing mage. And the third enemy is the ice mage. Now, the bottom of the card indicates that we draw rewards based on enemy rows. Standard rules: for every row of enemies that we have, we're going to draw 1 reward card. You can have 3 enemies in 1 row. We're not going to reveal what that reward card is. Okay, so we're just going to set it there to the side, make it look pretty. Alright, and so I've used 1 action point to get into the room. I still have 2 left. And I could either use those 2 action points to try to take one of them down, or one of my action points to take one down, and maybe even to launch one of these off. But let's look at Intimidating Presence first. Okay, so half the enemies rounded down with a power less than or equal to the number based on the level flee. So we'll see if we have any that are power level 4. Okay, we have none that are power level 4, so Intimidating Presence does absolutely nothing for us. Okay, it looks like we could use Primal Scream. We could try that one again, but that's going to waste 1 of our action points. This is every target in the room will be stunned on a roll of 1 to 6. It is possible. Let's go ahead and try it for 1 action point. We're gonna roll. Hopefully, we'll roll a 6. Oh my goodness, we rolled a 2. That is awesome. All right, so we get to gain 1 experience point for that. So we're now at a 6. We do not draw a boss event card because we've already dealt with the dungeon boss. Those cards just all are out of the game now for this scenario. Alright, so we're all stunned, and I actually have never stunned enemies before, so I need to go see what that entailed. So for stunned, since it's everybody in the room, I don't have enough stunned markers, but what happening is what we're reducing all of their AP down to 0. They cannot act for the entire turn. Even if the wizard was to attack them, they would not get a counterattack back. So that may be something I need to explore, but again, I'd like to try to get some XP for my warrior here, since he seems to be the one going into fights. But we'll see. Now at the end of the turn, they're not going to get to act. They won't get to do anything, but once the round is over, we'll remove the stun targets, and then they'll be able to act. Now, if there was some advantage that they were getting from another one of these guys, like let's say this one was buffing attacks for everybody else or any other skeletons, if that one was stunned, the one that's giving the advantage, then nothing would be getting the advantage. So that is the stun. That was our 2nd action point. So our 3rd action point either needs to be charging something up for next round, or it needs to be giving them an attack. I really feel like probably going after the skeleton here would be a good idea, because this one heals all enemies in the room 1 health during the end of round action. So I don't like that he is a healer. So I really would like to say let's just throw an attack at him and see what we do. I have 1 AP left. My hit chance is a 13. So he does not have a modifier on the hit chance, so that means that I am just having to roll a 13 or lower. Okay, we roll a, it's either a 6 or a 9. Doesn't matter which one that is, because that is a successful hit. The defense of the skeleton is a 4, and my power is a 5. So I'm already doing 1 damage, but since I have the power 1 of sword, I'm doing a power of 6. So 6 minus 4 is 2, so I've done 2 health to this one. I wish I could do more, but I can't. So he's lost 2 life. Alright, and that is 1 experience goes up for me. And my turn is done. Now the warrior can at this point decide if she's going to want to try to reach out and target any of those, and they will not get any target back. I don't know if that means that they're going to engage with her or what's going to happen, but I know that if she attacks them, they won't be able to hit back or anything. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and activate my wizard. I am going to run her for 1 action point into the same room we are at. I'm then going to spend the remaining 3 action points I have to cast Wall of Fire. So this one we know is active, and we're going to put this one at turn 2 because this is going to last for 2 turns. Now with this one, Wall of Fire appears around targets in the room. This wall lowers the defense of the targets based on the level. So like before with the dungeon boss, it's going to lower their defense by 1. And anybody weak to fire will take 1 point of damage at the end of the round. Okay? We only have 1 target that is weak to fire. So since she ran for 1 action point and then her remaining 3 were spent on Wall of Fire, they can't attack. She's not engaged with any of them. So this is going to be the end of the round. So this one here is going to take 1 point of damage. Okay, and I'm just make sure to get the health off on that one. And for casting that, she's going to gain 1 experience point. So she is now at 7. Alright, so we enter a new round. Stun. They are no longer stunned. So what we're going to do now is find out who's going to go first. Alright, Wizard got an 8. Warrior got a 2. So he will be acting first. So for my Warrior's turn, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and attack with the ability Into the Fray. This is attack adjacent targets with added power based on level. This is going to add a power level 2, and this gives me ability to hit adjacent targets. So if I go for the werewolf or the skeleton mage, I can hit both of them at the same time with the attack. Or if I went for the ice mage, I would be able to hit the healing mage, whichever 2 targets were adjacent to each other. So we have this one we've activated, and we get, for the XP, we'll get an XP for each target that we hit. Okay, so the first one that we're going to be going for is going to be the, let's go with the skeleton mage. Let's take the healer out, or hopefully take the healer out. Alright, so we are going to get a +2 power level. So the first thing we need to do is make sure he's got no modifiers on there. We looked at that already. So I need to roll a 13 or a higher, or lower, sorry. Okay, good enough. We got a 12, so the attack was successful. So my power level is +2, so that goes from 5 to 7, plus, and the 1, that's 8. 8 minus his defense of 4 gives him 4 health that he just lost, so this one is gone. Alright, the next one that we were going to be hitting is the werewolf. Same. I don't know if I have to reroll. It was not specific on that. I think it's going to be 1. It's like a swiping attack maybe. So he's going to get hit with the same thing. So he had this one, unfortunately, if it's not a reroll, this is bad because this one has a modifier of -2 for the hit. So that means I would have actually had to hit with a hit chance of 11. So my 12 was not strong enough to make it through here, which is unfortunate. I really wanted to get this guy, but we did take the healer out, so I am happy about that. That was 2 action points to fire that off. I still have 1 action point left, We did get a hit, so that's going to take me to an 8 for the Into the Fray card, or Into the Fray ability. So I could then try again to hit the werewolf, but man, I'm having to really roll low in order to get him. So I could either try the hit again, but he's going to get an attack on me, which is not great. Or I could try to, I guess there's really nothing I could do. I could try to stun the targets again. I mean, it's either that or hit him again, but let me try to stun him. So we'll go ahead and activate this off for 1. We'll roll. Hopefully we get a low number. Oh, wow. We got a 2. So we stunned them again. That is awesome. So we gain another experience point for that. So I'm now at 9, very close to leveling. And we have 2 targets that are stunned. So they won't be able to counterattack me and hit me. Alright, so they're stunned. They're not doing anything. It's the wizard's turn to act. This will be the second time Wall of Fire is active, so we'll make sure to note that. This one will go down by 1 health. But we can try and see if we can pull any of them over our way and maybe do an extreme attack. That might be fun. Let's try that. Let's go ahead and throw an attack and say, hey, werewolf, we want to attack you. So he's going to come over here to our side. Still being stunned, so he won't be able to counterattack this. For 2 AP, that'll be half of what the wizard has. We're going to go ahead and activate extreme attack. We're going to double the base power, so we're going to be at power 6, plus our staff gives us a 7. So this one has a -2, so that brings my hit chance down to a 12. So I have to roll a 12 or under for this to be successful. Oh, fart. Alright, well, I rolled a 13, so that attack was not successful. Let's go ahead and try it one more time for my remaining 2 action points. Okay. I believe we were successful this time with an 11. So now what I'll do is I'll take the combined power, that's a 6 with the extreme attack, and then a 7 power to go against his 5 shield. So it is only 2 damage that I've done to him. And he's still stunned, so he will not get an attack back. Now this is the end of the round. So that means the, I don't know if I have any more health markers for -1. I should, okay. So this will be the final time that the Wall of Fire is active, and since it was active, we still have this one over here that is, crap. Okay, so Wall of Fire takes their defense down by 1. That means that if their defense is down by 1, it would have actually taken 3 health because his defense would have been a 4 instead of a 5. So he actually suffered 3 that time. Okay, so his health is -3. That one's fine. We just have to remember that. Well, this one's going away now. So Wall of Fire is done. And it's going to go back. And for extreme attack, since we did get that, we're going to gain 1 experience point. So we're now at 8. And it's going to finish out the round, so they are no longer stunned. And we need to see who goes first. Alright, 2 for the warrior, 15 for the wizard. So warrior's going to act first. And then he's going to see what he wants to do. This one is done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and attack this guy, so I'm going to bring him back over to me. We are going to be using Into the Fray. Now, I'm almost positive what this hit chance is it's giving me a better chance to hit. It just makes sense to me that way. So I think that by the hit chance +2, my hit chance goes from a 13 to a 15, which, like I said, makes it easier to hit. So we'll play with that. AP 2, or it takes 2 AP to knock this off. So for my chance to hit, I need to be rolling a 15 or lower. Okay, we roll a 13. Well, he's still hit. It just means I think that I'm still safe, because if my hit chance would have been at a 15 because of Into the Fray, his -2 would have knocked it down to a 13, so it would have brought it back down to normal. I rolled a 13, so my attack was successful. Now, since we're doing Into the Fray, both of these targets are going to be attacked with a +2 power level. All right, so my power level is 5, +1 for the sword is 6, and then 7, 8. 8 minus 5 is 3, so he's taken another 3 health, so that means he's dead. So the werewolf is gone. And we'll move him to the discard pile. I don't even know where my discard pile is. Okay. So the only one that's left is the Skeleton Ice Mage. That was a successful hit. So we just leveled up. Okay. And remember, when we level up, we reset this back to 0. This goes to the next level. And our health then proceeds to the next higher rank. And that actually opened up a power level 2, or one of my level 2 abilities, which is Power Dash. Alright, so we add that one to our stack of usable abilities. Now, since we used Into the Fray, that means that attacking adjacent targets, so this one would have been adjacent. And so he's going to get hit as well. With the 13 that I rolled, he didn't have any modifiers, so it would have been my hit chance at 15. And so it was successful there. My power level is the 8 total. So his defense of 4 was definitely beaten out all the way. So this Skeleton Ice Mage is gone, which means we've defeated everything that was in the room here with us in the mist. And I'm sorry about the mess I keep causing here. I like to try to keep things a little straight. So the reward that was dropped by the group there was a boss robe, and this is defense of 4, hit chance of -2, and when being attacked, and this is a hit chance of +1 when attacking. Okay, so he used the End of the Fray for the 2 action points on his turn, and he still actually has 1 action point left, but unfortunately he's carrying too much stuff. It will be encumbered, so that's going to stay there for the wizard to actually pick up, and that's exactly what she's going to do on her turn. She's going to go ahead and pick this up and add it to her inventory. And let me see, I need to see about equipping things and how much action that actually takes. Looks like it just takes 1 action point to equip something, so I'll go ahead and put the boss robe on there. And so, yep, now we have a defense of 4. I believe that is added to the defense of 3 that we already have. I'm not sure if there's anything on here that actually requires... I'll have to look that up. I don't know if there's something I have to note on here that requires a minimum use, like Magic 8 or something like that. Not quite sure yet. I'll look that up and I'll let you know if I find anything. Fine, I take it back. This number right here, required level 2 equip. I'm only a level 1, so as awesome it would be to wear this, I just don't know how to put it on. I'm not that smart yet. Alright, so I take back the 1 action point to equip it. I need to just see where to go next. We could move down to C or A to try to see what we can take. Now C has, let's see, a total of 4 enemies that we saw peeking in there earlier, and A is giving us, let's see, a total of 4 enemies as well. Alright, now we know A is a little better off because this one is subtract AP for 2 turns. Or hero cannot subtract AP for 2 turns. I wonder if I messed that up last time. That I didn't, if I... Oh, no, because they never got attacks. For the last one, they never got to attack because I kept stunning them. So, I thought I messed it up, but didn't. Let's go ahead and move down to A and try to get that room taken care of. We might even throw some stuff at the merchant while we're down that way. So I'm going to have her run 1, 2, and I might go ahead and sell this boss robe back. Alright, so just to recap real quick, we're moving the heroes down here to get to the A enemies that we have, first stopping by the merchant. So she's already used all of her action points. She's the first one to pick up the robe here. Then she used her second one to run, her third one to run. She doesn't have enough left to interact with the merchant, so we're going to go ahead and stop her here and go ahead and finish her turn out. And that way we can get the next round going so we can get the warrior started over there. I'm not worried about rolling because we just need to just work on getting the warrior down here, and we're not worrying about any boss event cards either because we've already dealt with the boss. So he'll go ahead and activate. He's going to run here and then a second action point to get here, but he still doesn't have enough to interact with the merchant, so he'll just be there waiting around. So we'll go ahead and activate the wizard. So the first thing we're going to do is we'll interact with the merchant for 2 action points, so we need to remember she's only got 2 left. She's going to opt to sell her boss robe because she can't even equip it to level 4, and I feel like we're pretty far away from that. So we're going to get the 6 coins that it is worth, since this was a reward that was dropped and not an item that we're selling back that we originally purchased. So we're going to give this to merchant and get our 6 gold coins, or Farnsworth coins for that. We'll just remember that because we'll be buying a few things from the what's open in the store now. I've already looked to see what I wanted, and the first thing I'm going to opt for is a thick robe, and this one does not have a level requirement on it, so we can go ahead and equip this one even at level 1, and this will up our defense by 2 onto our base defense, which is a 3, so we'll have a total defense of 5. So we'll put that in our inventory. We still have 4 left. And what we see here is what I like is another Scroll of Power has popped up into the store. So I'm going to go ahead and spend my last 4 remaining coins on the Scroll of Power. And we'll put that in our inventory. So she still has 2 action points left. She has spent all of her money. And honestly, there's nothing really left for her to do. I don't want to move her around. I don't really want to start anything yet because I would like the warrior to go into this room first to get the attention of the enemies in there. The warrior can go ahead and start with the merchant. He'll be the last one to act this round. So we'll go ahead and spend 2 action points. He'll only have 1 left. And he'll sell, let's see, he's got several things that he needs to go ahead and let go of. We like this backstab knife. We will probably want to keep it because it gives a power 2. I don't have a backstab ability to use, but we'll just go ahead and hold on to that for now. We'll hold on to this 2-handed staff because this was one that our wizard can probably make use of, so we'll just keep that for now. We have a Scroll of Evasion and a thick robe of mastery. These two, these are both these are both things we found in the dungeon, so we'll be able to get full credit back for them. The robe is good, but this is going to take us to level 3 for the wizard, and like I said, I feel like we're pretty far away from that, so I'm going to go ahead and opt to sell these 2 items back. It's just going to give us a full 8 coins to spend, so we're going to go ahead and see what has come back available in the store for us. Okay. Ring mail for one of the weapons and armor. Oops. And for the regular items, Poison Scroll is now there, so alright. So here's what we need to get. This 2-handed axe is nice. It is a power 2, but the thing is it's two-handed, and as one of my fellow watchers out there pointed out from one of my previous videos, I was actually walking around with a two-handed axe and a shield. Don't really know how that was possible, so I really need to kind of take care. If I equip this two-handed axe, I don't think I can also have the shield in my other hand, so we might, instead of getting that two-handed axe, which is a power 2 ability, I might just use the backstab knife, since it does have a power 2 and I am a level 2, so that might be one that we use instead of the axe. I'm going to go ahead and get the ring mail here for 1 coin, and I'll still have, this one does offer me a +1 defense. That one will be, let's see, I have 7 left to spend. I'm not seeing a whole lot more available to me that I want to spend. We could get another health potion for 5 just in case we need those for any reason. So that leaves me with 6 coins left. And I think that's all really I'm going to turn in at this time. I'm not seeing anything else I need at the moment. So we'll just opt for the 6 coins that are due to me, so I can spend in the future if I need to. So I'll pull those. That's 4, 5, 6. Alright, so we have 6 to spend if we ever need to go back to the merchant. As far as what I'm carrying, I have 2 health potions, a two-handed firelight, well actually 3 health potions. I'm doing pretty good on that. Backstab knife and ring mail. I still have 1 action point left, so I'm going to use that action point to go ahead and equip some items. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to put ring mail on my body armor slot, and I'll show you guys that. So we put ring mail here, which is body armor. I'm going to trade out the sword I have for the backstab knife, which is this is going to give me 2 power instead of just the 1 that the sword had. And that is what that's what we're going to have equipped, and that's all of his action points. So now we're going to go into the next round, and again, since I want the warrior to go first, I'm not even going to bother rolling, because whatever we do, the wizard will opt to go last. So we're going to move in here as our first action point, and so we've engaged whatever it is in the mist here. So we're going to pull those original enemies that we did before, but we never revealed. And this doesn't have anything special. We draw the rewards based on enemy rows. We've already drawn the enemies, and there's no minus AP for that. So we're going to go ahead and build our enemy rows over here with the warrior. First enemy is going to be a skeleton skirmisher. Our second one is a spider. Our third one is a spider. Alright, so we have our first row that's built, and then our second row is going to be a skeleton archer. So we're going to go ahead and draw 2 reward cards and not reveal what those are. Okay, hopefully that looks somewhat decent that y'all can see. So we shift that over a little bit. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to consult my intimidating presence, even though we don't have any more action points left. This doesn't take any to cast off, but we just need to see if it counts for anything. So we're going to look for half the enemies rounded down with a power less than or equal to the number based on level. I'm level 2 now, so I'm looking for enemies that are a power level of 5. Every single one of them, except for the skeleton skirmisher, are 4s. The skeleton skirmisher is a 5, so everything falls within that range. So we're gonna half those enemies. So 2 of those are going to be going away. We gain experience, 1 experience points for every enemy that flees. So since we've had 2 that flee or are going to flee, we'll just move that experience tracker up to 2. and then we're going to go ahead and remove 2 of them from the field. So I'm not clear on intimidating presence, you know, which enemies. So I'm going to have 2. Now there's 4 total on the board, so I don't know which 2 are actually going to go. I believe it's based on choice, but how I'm going to play it is the enemies that first came out on the boards, the ones that met that condition, will be the first ones to flee. They're just chickens. They saw me and they decided to tuck tail and run. The first 2 that we revealed that fit into this category was the skeleton skirmisher and the spider. So these 2 are going to flee, which means they're gone. And then this one is going to fill down into the open space and move down. And now we only have 2 that are engaged with us. If that wasn't correct, let me know. But I think that that's how that is going. That's handled. Or at least that's how I'll handle it for now. So the warrior doesn't have anything left to attack with because he spent 2 AP at the merchant and 1 AP getting into the room there for this round. So these guys are going to get a free shot. Now there's no other zeros that I can use except for strong constitution, so they're just going to get their full attacks on me. Skeleton Archer combines the power of all skeleton archers to deliver a singular attack. There's no other archers, so it's just him attacking by himself. Spider is, if his attack hits the hero, then I cannot subtract AP for the next turn. So hopefully this spider doesn't hit me. The archer I'm not too awful concerned about. Alright, so for the skeleton archer, the hit chance they have is 15 minus my AP 3 brings that down to a 12. There is no other modifiers for that, so he needs to roll a 12 or less. Okay, he rolled an 11, so his attack was successful. His power is 4. He's not hitting with any like elemental damage or poison. So we're going to take his power of 4 and subtract it against my defense of 5. That is a -1, but I also have a higher defense of 1, so that makes it a -2. And remember from the rules, anything that any damage that inflicts 0 or -1 damage is still 1 damage, but since we took it further to the -2, I will be taking no damage on that hit. Alright, the spider's going to go ahead and roll. Same thing, he has a hit chance of 15. My AP 3 is going to drop that down to 12, so he needs to roll a 12 or less. Okay, he rolled a 2, so that was successful. His power is 4. And he is hitting with poison, so I am weak to poison, so I will be taking 2 points of damage on that since the hit was successful. So we'll go ahead and subtract that, 1, 2. And the damage that comes in is going to be 0 because he's hitting with the same power level as the skeleton archer, and my defense of 5 and my total defense of 6 blocks that entirely because it's a -2. Alright, so that's going to finish their turn, and that's going to move it over to the wizard. So she's going to hop into the room there for 1 action point. She still has 4 left to go, and we can go ahead if we're not successful next time. We could either launch off extreme attack and get 1 hit there plus another one, try to take the spider out probably, or even use wall of fire. But I feel pretty confident that we're going to be able to deal with these, so what I'll do is I'll use extreme attack. She's got 3 action points left, so 2 of them will be using this. And she's going to, what's she going to go for? She's going to pull the spider over. Just remembered I did get hit, my warrior did, so I cannot subtract AP my next turn. So I don't have anything to really note that with right this time, so the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put stun on me. Even though I'm not really stunned, I'm just going to put that on there so I can remember that, well, hopefully I remember that he can't subtract his AP next turn. Alright, so she's going to draw the spider in over there. She's going to use her extreme attack, and she's going to be doubling the base power of a regular attack, so her base power is 3, so she'll be going to 6 for that, but her hit chance is 14. The spider does not modify that in any way, so she's got to roll 14 or less. Alright, she rolls an 11, so she is successful on the hit. Again, her power level is 3, but we're doubling that to 6, and the staff that she has is going to bring that to a 7. It's going to 7 minus the spider's defense of 2 is going to kill the spider, and now we don't have to worry about him. She still has 1 action point left, so now that this one's done, she did get a hit on the spider. And okay, with the extreme attack, you gain 1 experience point for the hit, so she'll go to 9. Alright, that's done. She does have 1 more action point left, so we're just going to kind of roll regular and see if we can draw this the archer over to us. So she's going to go ahead and engage the archer. Going to roll 14 or less for just a regular attack. Alright, she gets an 18, so that attack fails. Even though she failed, she's still engaged, so this archer is going to get an attack on her. He has the 15 that he needs to roll, minus the 4 action points of the wizard. That's going to bring it to an 11. He's got to roll an 11 or lower. Okay, rolls a 16, so its attack failed. So now this is going to end the round, and we're going to swing it back over to this. I know not really rolling anymore, but since we're only dealing with 2, I already know who I want to act first. Actually, no. I want the wizard to act first because I would actually like her to get the experience points so we can level her up. So that would be really nice. Let's just use a regular attack on him. So I think that we could pretty much damage him without any problem. Actually, no, because he's got a power level 3. Yeah, let's use extreme attack for the wizard. Alright, so we need to roll a... My hit chance is 14. I didn't notice this a minute ago, even though I failed. But they have it. He has a hit chance of -1. So he's actually taking my hit chance down to 13. So I need to roll 13 or less. Okay, I rolled a 12, so got the attack. My power level was 7, so he has a defense of 3, and he is weak to fire, but I'm not hitting with fire, but the 7 was definitely a kill for him. We go up to level 2, the wizard does, so we're going to reset that back to 0. We're going to go to level 2, and her power is going to be at 16. Alright, for that, we can go ahead and remove the stun marker because nothing else is being attacked. We did drop some rewards into that space there where the last one died, which is a boss axe. And it actually takes a level 3. Oh my god, power 4. That's amazing. And a 2-handed power staff, which is also a level 3 item. Alright, she attacked for 2 action points on that. She still has 2 left, so she'll use her maybe 1 more action point to go ahead and pick these up. So she's going to add that. Now she has a power level 3. She might not be able to pick everything up. Alright, so let's see. Power level 3, she can carry 4 items total. So she's going to have to drop one of these. Let's drop the boss axe here, or let's just not, she's just going to pick up 1 of those items. So she's going to leave the boss axe there for somebody else. Alright, we'll put that right there. She can still move. She still has 1 more action point left. So what we're going to use it on, I'm really feeling comfortable at this point to go ahead and engage a dungeon boss, which is probably going to require, not a dungeon boss, sorry, but just a regular boss, since we've got them both leveled up to 2. I'm going to try a risky move and try to actually call one out. Now this is going to be with a shout, and we're going to just see if it works. Alright, so we're going to go over shouting in just a minute. But what I want to do first is she still has one action point left. One thing she never did after buying is she never equipped her items. Of course, she didn't have any action points left to do so. So that's what I'm going to spend her final action point on. We can't use the power staff yet. Scroll of power will come in later. But we can go ahead and equip the thick robe. This probably would have helped us out a little bit in that last fight. But I think things are fine. We'll go ahead and put the robe here on the body slot, and this will give us a defensive 2, so that'll be good. Now her action points are done. She was the first to act, so the one left to go is our warrior. Shouting. Alright, so what the deal is with shouting is we spend one action point on it, and there are 3 things that happen during a shout, and I'll read those off here, that way I don't say something wrong. Alright, so the first thing we do when we shout is we draw a boss event card. Okay, now normally that would be a bad thing, because if the dungeon boss hadn't shown up yet, then we would be basically just calling him out to come on the board, and we really don't want that. Since we've already dealt with the dungeon boss, we don't have to worry about that. So the next thing you do is you set your noise, or your noise for the character that's shouting is set to a noise of 6. With my wizard, it's a 3, so that would bump her up to a 6. That would mean anything in the end of the room would be going to the highest noise. She would be the one that it was drawn to. And the third and final thing you do is roll a d20. On the roll of 1 through 3 is when we draw the boss enemy card, and he's in the room with us. On a 4 through 20, nothing happens. So it's actually kind of hard to draw an enemy in with us on a roll of 1 to 3, but every time you shout for 1 action point, you're drawing the boss event cards. So, but we're in a little better position, like I said, because we don't have a boss event cards to deal with. So what we're going to do is move over to the warrior, and we're just going to start shouting. Let's see. Okay, well, actually, first action point I'll use is to go ahead and pick this up that was left in the room there. And my final one, yeah, I should have enough. Alright, so my second action point is going to be used to shout. So we don't draw a boss event card. We set our noise to 6. And then we roll, and hopefully we roll a 1 through 3. Rolled a 13, so that one was not successful. Our final action point will be to do it again. Okay, we get a 6 that time. Again, it's nothing. So we're going to move to a new round, and I'm going to have the warrior go first. We're going to do all that again. First action point. We get a 5, so that's nothing. Second, 15, and third is a 4, nothing. The wizard's going to go ahead and roll for her activation. She's going to do this 4 times. 1, she gets a, I think that is the 9. Okay, second, it's 14. Third is a 4, and fourth, of course, we got it on the very final one, which means she's going to be the one who's actively engaged with an enemy. Alright, so we've just activated a boss enemy, not the dungeon boss, and you can see how many times we had to roll that darn dice just to get a boss enemy engaged with us, and how many of those boss event cards we would have had to draw, and it would have been insane. But this is really the only way for me to quickly draw out the boss cards, because that's all we have left to do for this scenario. Alright, so our first one that we're going to draw, we're only drawing 1, okay, is going to be the boss skeleton. Holy crap, he's got 12 health, hit chance of 16. He can heal himself. What? Plus 6 health if health is ever lower to 1. So if unluckily if we ever hit him and it goes to just 1, then he heals himself for 6. Oh man, what a horrible, horrible thing. Okay, so now at this point, the wizard didn't have any action points left, so it immediately goes to the boss. Sorry, it immediately goes to the boss turn, and he's going to get an attack on our little wizard there, who's doing all the shouting. All right, so it has a hit chance of 16. We modify that just a little bit with our 4, so that'll make his hit chance at 12. So he's got to roll a 12 or less for this hit. And what does he get? He gets a dang 12. All right. He has, this is insane, he has a power of 12, and oh my god. Let's see, my defense is 5, so I'm only taking 5 off of this 12. So he just hit me for 7 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh man. And unfortunately, we've drawn the boss out, but I don't have anything charged up. This is nuts. Okay, so that was the end of the round. The wizard was the final one to act, so now we go to a new one, and I'll go ahead and opt to have the warrior go first. Or should I could try to have the wizard go first, because we really need to get this scroll of power going here, or we're going to have a very hard time knocking this guy down with a defensive 10. I mean, he's got a defensive 10. He's weak to ice, though. But he's going to get another attack on the wizard if I do that. Ooh, man, this is not good. I need to get it started. I could try to activate my warrior and stun him. That might be a possibility. So let's see real quick. Where's my stun? Oh, scream. Okay. All right. Let's try to do that. Let's try to engage him. So I'm gonna have the warrior go first. We're going to engage the skeleton, and I'm going to launch off my primal scream. We're going to try to roll 1 through 6 on my first action point. Oh, hopefully I can get this. Okay, 10. No. Second action point is a 15, and third one. Come on. A 20. Oh my god. Jeez. Okay, so now the skeleton is going to hit me. So hit chance of 16. My AP 3 drops that down to a 13. My shield drops that 1 more, so he needs to roll a 12 or less. Alright, he rolled an 18, so his attack failed, thank goodness. It is the warrior's turn, or I'm sorry, the wizard's turn. I would probably say, more than anything, try getting that scroll of power launched off before we're in some really, really tough situation here. She could do some heals. She could start working on the wall of fire too, which drops his thing down 1. Because if I engage him with the warrior, he's going to start hitting her too. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and build up both of those. I'm going to build up Wall of Fire for 2. And I'm going to build up Scroll of Power another 2. And then I won't be able to do anything else, but the first one I would like to try to knock off. Oh wait, I won't be able to. Yeah, I'll be able to next turn, because there'll be 2, 3. I'll still have 1 left over. Okay. Alright, so new round. Let's have the... Yeah, that's right. I want the warrior. I had the warrior go first and then the wizard. So now we're into a new round. And let's have the wizard go first. So the wizard's going to go ahead and start this, or she's going to finish casting it, but it's not going to go into effect until her next turn. She's going to finish Wall of Fire, so that one was 2 to launch off Scroll of Power, 3 to do a Wall of Fire, so this will be the first turn that this is active for. And she still has 1 action point left. I don't see anything in here that's only going to take 1. Firelight, it's not going to help us. I could draw the enemy over to us, maybe to try to get 1 point, but I don't see me doing any damage to it with a power level of only 3. I would have to use my extreme attack to even try to damage it. So is there not something else I can try to build up? The only one is the Spell of Invasion, and I have to be in active combat for that. Okay, so pretty much she's going to be losing 1 of her AP. Alright, so we'll finish her. Keep hitting the cord here. We'll finish her, and then we'll go to the warrior's turn and see what we can do. I can try screaming again. I got really lucky on that last time that it worked twice. Power Rage. Okay, this one ups my hit chance +2 and my power level +3, so that means 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Still not going to do anything but like 1 point of damage to do anything to him. I'll try screaming and stunning him again until we can get this stuff launched off. So first action point is going to be that again. Okay, we get a 14. Second action point is a 5. Okay, we finally had a successful stun. Crying out loud. Alright, so he's stunned. He's not going to do anything. I have 1 more action point. So I'd like to go ahead and put that onto Power Rage. We'll start building that up. And then we'll move over to she was the first to act. I was second. Alright, the Wall of Fire, he's not going to take a point of damage. He is lowered by 1, unfortunately. So we move to the next round. Now we finally have this Scroll of Power is active, since we'll be starting with her. So that's going to give us 4 action, or no, power +4, so that's 7, 8. He's lowered by 1 to 9, so even if I did any damage to him, it's not much. It's not much at all. Alright, he's not stunned, so since we're moving into a new round, gonna have to just see what we're gonna do here. Power Rage is I need to go ahead and finish it off. I need to finish building it. So that's gonna take 2 action points here to get that going, and I could use the third one to go ahead and hit him, and I should get the combined total of everything when I do that. Okay, so this is we'll go ahead and finish off Power Rage for 2 action points, so 1 and then 2 to get the full 3 out of it. This will be the first event that it is active for, and 1 action point left. He will attack, and I will hit with, where's my totals here? Alright, power level 4 from here, 5 for my base, so I'm at 9. My backstab knife is 10, 11, and the Power Rage gives me +5. Okay, so that's 16, I want to say. Yeah. Okay, yeah, 16. Alright, so I need to roll... I have a hit chance of 13. I need to roll 13 or less for this to actually take place. I don't see anything else that is really helping that out at all. Alright. Thank God. 5 is what I rolled. So the attack was successful, so we go to 3. Now we take off his health. My power, like I said, I'll count this up. I'm trying to run all these numbers in my head. Alright, so Power Rage gives me 5. My base is 5, so that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Alright, 16 minus his 9 because we take 1 off for Wall of Fire. Actually, we take 2 off, I'm sorry, because she's level 2 when she casts that off. So his defense then becomes an 8. So 16 minus 8 is 8. And so that's 8 off of 12. He's only got 4 life left, so I'm only going to put that there, not to show what he's lost, but what he has left. Alright, so that finishes the warrior's turn. I think that one was the final round, so we go to a new one. He's actually going to hit me still because he is still alive. Hit chance of 16. We take off my AP of 3. That is 13, but I also have my shield, which makes it 12, so he's got to roll a 12 or lower. Alright, he rolls an 18, so he did not successfully hit me, which is good, thank God. Our new round, I'm going to have him go first, definitely, because we're just going to do all that again. Alright, this is the second use of the Scroll of Power, and this is the second Power Rage event. Wall of Fire is also still into effect. This will be the last time for Power Rage and the Wall of Fire here. Okay, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be dead. Alright, my hit chance 13, no modifier, so I got to roll 13 or lower on my first action. Okay, we got a 5, so that was successful. I already know we've totaled everything up. This guy is dead, most definitely. Alright, he is gone. That's our first enemy, or our first boss, so that means he's dropped. Let me look at the scenario real quick. He should have dropped his head for the boss hunt, and we have to use 1 action point to pick it up. 1 action point to take the boss head after defeating it. Take the boss card in the inventory, it counts as a regular item. It can be lost or stolen during combat. Alright. We'll do that in just a second. So Power Rage is done. That was 1 hit on him there for that final hit. And the Wall of Fire is also done. And Scroll of Power is all used up. So that is going to go away. We need another Scroll of Power. Oh, I don't see us winning it if we don't have it. Okay, so the boss head, let's just pretend the head is lying there on the floor. Alright, we have some stuff we probably need to drop. Let's see, I could use a potion here. I have too many items I'm carrying. Alright, we're going to drop the sword here on the ground and exchange it with the boss head. Okay, so I have the boss head in my inventory. We still need to collect 1 more, but what we're going to do first is we're going to go visit the merchant. The warrior has 2 action points left. No, 1, because he hit the boss, defeated it on his first one. Second one was to pick up the head, and then the third one he'll move in here. The wizard is going to move out as well for 1. Still has 3. She doesn't have any money left to interact with the merchant, so she's going to not do anything. And then we'll move to the... I had some, like, cards here. It's going to help me keep track of these rounds. Who's going to go first and second? That might help a little bit, just to keep things straight. Alright, so we're going to say for our next round, we're going to have the warrior go first and the wizard go second. Hey, look at that. Alright, so the warrior's going to go first. We're going to have still 6 coins left, and we're going to see what's... I forgot to restock this store last time I was here. Alright, and what's coming up? Poison scroll. Alright, so we have evasions, teleportation, silence, no powers. So I could use the timer to have the merchant run back to town and pick up one of those, which is probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend 2 action points with my warrior and ask the merchant, hey, can you run and give me another scroll of power? So we're going to look through here real quick. Ahaha. Alright, scroll of power. Alright, so we're going to set that right there. And he is going to run, go get that for us, and that will be available for us in 3 turns. So we'll start that one on the 3. And at the end of the round completely, we will go pick that up. Okay, so that was it for the warrior's turn. So we're all done with him. The only thing we have left is the wizard. The only thing I can see right now is she just needs to do some heals. So I'm going to go ahead and launch a couple of those off and get her all the way healed up and the warrior healed up from the last little set of fighting they did. So she's going to cast it off for 2, get 1 XP. She'll go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually 5 because she's level 2, so that'll bring her to 5. And the warrior 2, 1, 2, 3, but he can't go any more than, looks like 14. She'll do it again, so she'll go to level, she'll get another experience point. She'll bring her all the way up to 16 where she needs to be. And the warrior, he's already fully healed. Alright, so her turn is done, so that's going to end the round. And we'll make sure to bring this to 2 while we're waiting for the merchant to come back with a scroll of power. Then we can figure out what our next, I guess, movements or what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start our next round here so we can keep working on that timer to go down. It doesn't really matter the turn order because we're not going to be moving out of this room. Basically just going to be sitting put and running our turns out until we can get that scroll of power to show up. I want to apologize in advance if any sound of like thunder or rain actually comes through. Hurricane Harvey is currently happening as we speak, or as I speak. It's already made landfall in Corpus Christi probably just a few hours ago, and being in the Houston area, we're still waiting for it to start its little trek or whatever, spin or loop or whatever you want to call it, later, like I guess later tonight, earlier in the morning, or early in the morning and on into Saturday. So I'm hoping to get at least all the filming done that I can before all that happens, because we don't know how bad it's going to be, but we're supposed to be getting a whole lot of rain and a lot of flooding. So anyway, so let's just go ahead and continue on. We don't have any healing to do. There's no purchasing we need to do yet. We're not really adventuring out. I'd love to go ahead and start shouting. But I don't want to run the risk of bringing a boss on the board without actually having the power. So we're going to go ahead and end this round here. We're not going to do anything, and then we're going to let this timer roll 1 more. And we basically have to do that another turn of the game, but since we're not going to be bringing in doing any boss events or anything like that, we really just have to go ahead and run out a second round and say that this finally showed up. on our turn, so we can go ahead and remove the timer off of that one, and probably have the let's see, I'm gonna have to have the warrior do it because he's the only one that has money to purchase. So he'll go ahead and use 2 action points to interact with the merchant and go ahead and buy this scroll of power. And he is pretty much encumbered, so he's going to go ahead and spend 1 action to trade with the wizard here. He's going to go ahead and hand the wizard the boss head that he has with him. Now that way he is no longer encumbered, but he's also going to give her, let's give her a health potion, one of the +5s, so she can have one of those as well. Alright, now he's definitely good to go. He has the scroll of power, so he'll have to be the one. Actually, nope, he's going to give the scroll of power too. Now that he has it, he's going to give it to the wizard. So the wizard can carry, oh, now she's 2. Alright, we'll have to take back the health potion because she can only carry 4 things with her power. So that's the 4 here. Okay, so now that makes it good. That was 4 coins that we spent at the merchant. So I only have 2 left in my inventory. Alright, that'll spend all of the actions for the warrior, so his turn is done. We have the wizard that's going to go, and she's going to be the one to shout now to try to bring in the boss or get his attention. And remember, the 3 things we have to do is, the first one is draw boss event cards, but we're not doing that. We set our noise level to 6 in the room, and then we roll a d20, and we're only looking for a 1 through 3. Anything else doesn't matter. She's got 4 action points, so her first one is a 16. Her second is an 8. Her third is a 10, and her fourth is an 8. Alright, so that's going to finish her out. There's no boss event cards or anything we draw, so that's going to end her turn on the round. And we'll go ahead and start the next round. I'll keep it in this order of the warrior first and the wizard second. So the warrior is going to spend his first action point. Gets a 20. His second gets a 4. Close. A third. And gets a 6. So his turn is done. Alright, wizard, first action point is a 2. Alright, so on first action point, we successfully called in the dungeon, or not the dungeon boss, but a regular boss. So we're going to go ahead and bring that one in on the board. Alright, we got a venomous werewolf. Has a health of 12, a hit chance of 18, a modifier to our hits of -1, and every enemy in the room receives +1 power, but there are no other enemies in the room. He has a power of 9 when hitting, and he hits with a poison damage, so both of my warrior and the wizard are weak to poison, so that's pretty bad. He has a defense of 9 and has a weakness to ice, but we're not hitting anything with ice. Alright, so it's going to be engaged with me at first. She still has 3 action points left, and I'd like to go ahead and try to start throwing some things off here that we want to start running. Alright, so the first one's going to be Scroll of Power. We also know that we want probably the Wall of Fire to bring down his defense. So if we have 3 left, I'd like to put probably 2 on Scroll of Power, and then I will put 1 on Wall of Fire. Okay, now that's going to finish all the actions out for her turn. He's going to go ahead and get an attack. He has a hit chance of 18, and we modify that with our AP 4, and that brings it down to a 14. So without any other modifiers, he has to roll a 14 or lower for a hit. Alright, looks like he got a 7, so that was a successful hit. Now we take his power of 9, and we minus our defense of 5. That would be 3 on the base and 2 with the robe. So that'll be 4 damage plus his poison damage. So we'll go ahead and do the poison damage, which is an automatic 2. 1, 2. And then the 4 damage that he's hitting with. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are at a 10. Alright, that's everything that we can do this round. Alright, I'd like to start the next round with the wizard first. She needs to go ahead and finish these 2 things out. This is going to be 2 action points to get Wall of Fire going, and 2 action points to do Scroll of Power. Alright, Scroll of Power is not going to kick in until her next turn, but this is just the way we're going to have to order it. Alright, so Wall of Fire's done. That was 2 action points for Scroll of Power. 1 action point to finish off the AP meter, and another one to finally fire it off. So that's all of her action points. He's still engaged, so he is going to get another attack. The hit, he's got it's a 14 or lower for the attack. Okay, he gets a 3, so he's another successful attack. That's the same thing. 2 on the poison. 1, 2, and then 4 for the hit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So she's not in great shape because she's got 4 health, which kind of stinks. I'd like to go ahead and try to draw the werewolf over here to the warrior. Maybe I can get him on a stun and give the wizard some time to recuperate. So let's go ahead and draw. Now that her turn is finished, we'll draw the werewolf over to the warrior. We'll use the Primal Scream as our first action, and we're looking for a roll of 7 or lower for us to be successful. Alright, so first action point is a 13, no good. Second action point is a 10, and third and final is a 17. Alright, so we were successful or unsuccessful on all 3 of those. So the werewolf is going to get an attack on us, or on the warrior here. We have the hit chance of 18. We only can subtract 3 from that, so it becomes a 15. So he's got to roll 15 or lower for this attack to be successful. Okay, he rolled a 3. His attack was successful. So now we take his power, and we're going to first take off the poison because that's automatic. So 1, 2. And then we take his power and subtract that against our total defense. I have a base of 5. No, I'm sorry, base of 5, and plus 1 defense for the ringmail that I'm wearing. So he has a total of 6. So he's only bringing in 3 points of damage. 1, 2, 3. All right, so I'm at a 9. That's going to finish out the warrior's turn. So we want the wizard to go first because we definitely want this Scroll of Power to launch up for us, or it should be active on this turn. It doesn't matter. Since she's already cast it off, it goes into effect on the next. Now we have to have her go first. I think we have to have her go first. Okay, let's just do a couple of things. We'll have her go first, no matter what. This was already active. This will be the first round this one's active for, Scroll of Power, and that one was already active last round since that was the first one we kicked off. She's going to use, let me see, I think that's an action point to use those. I am double checking the rules real quick on that. So for her first action point, she's going to use her Super Health Potion. This is going to give her plus 10 health. She is at 4, so then we're going to go straight up to 14. This is discard after use, so that is now gone. Her second action point, we're going to use Heal. And, or actually her next 2 action points, she's going to use Heal. So all the heroes in the room are going to heal up plus 5. So this is going to help the warrior out more than her. So she's going to go to 16. The warrior is going to go to 14. And that's going to end that one, and she's going to move up 1 experience point for the heal. She got 1 experience point for the Wall of Fire being launched off as well. She only has 1 left, so she can possibly... she doesn't have anything else except for Spell of Evasion that she could charge up. But I'm not necessarily sure if I want to draw him in. To me, is subtract from enemy's health chance or a hit chance when attacked. I think I have to, like I said, I think I have to be in active combat for that. Since he's over here, I might not be able to use that one. So that means that I have 1 AP left, but I don't really know where to put it. I could draw him over to me and possibly try to get a hit on him. So let's try it. Let's see what we get. Alright, so he's going to come on over here. We're going to draw him in for an attack. We, I think let me see. I'm going to make sure I can even hurt him. Alright, that's plus 4 power. This gives us, this lowers his defense. Okay, so this doesn't do anything for our attack, so we want the plus 4. That with our base is 7, and my staff gives it 8. Really wouldn't be able to hurt him since it's up pretty high. I would have to use something else. Okay, I'm not going to bother with that. I'm going to take that back. I'm just going to let her last action point go, and then we'll say we're finished with her. We're going to attack with the warrior, and see, attack adjacent targets without a power level. Power level's 2, so total I would get 4. That would be 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Against his 9, that would take him down, but ish. Let's try this one. Let's do Into the Fray for 2 action points. And for this one, our hit chance is going to go up plus 2, so that gives us a little better chance of hitting. And we'll get a power level, I added power level of 3, so that's pretty good. Alright, so the first thing we do is we look at our hit chance. It's 13. He's got a -1 on that, so that drops it down to 12. Okay, but this one, for the card that we're using, it's going to bring it up plus 2, so now we're at 14. So we need to roll 14 or better for this hit to go through, or 14 or lower. Okay, we rolled an 11, so that was successful. So we go up 1 on the experience point, and we get another experience point just for launching the card off, because it says gain 1 experience point for each attack that hits. Oh no. Okay, so we'll go back down and find, never mind. The attack was successful. So now we add up all of our power. We're getting plus 4 from the, let's see, the Scroll of Power is 4. Our base power is 5, so that's 9. Our Backstab Knife is 2, so that's now 11. And then we get the Into the Fray, which is plus 3, so we're at 14 total. 14 is going to be taken off from his defense, which is 9, but it's actually his defense goes down 2 because of the Wall of Fire. So instead of its 9, it then becomes a 7. So we have the power of 14 minus the 7. That means he's only got 7 health left. So I'm going to note that here. That's not how much he's lost, it's just how much he has left. Okay, I only have 1 action point left because we used Into the Fray, so I won't be able to get as high of a hit on him. But it would be something. So let's try to roll. I'm going to try to roll for another attack on my last action point. It is still the same. The hit chance I have to roll is 14 or lower. Ah, shucks. I got a 15, so that was unsuccessful. So now we immediately go to the attack from the werewolf onto the warrior. So that one is 18. My AP lowers it to 15. So he's going to roll 15 or lower. Okay, he rolls a 2. He's definitely hitting me. He's hitting with a 9. And the poison damage, which is 2, we'll take that off right now. 1, 2. And then my defense is 5, 6. Minus the 9 is 3. So we'll take 1, 2, 3. And that puts us at 9 for the attack. Alright, that finishes this round out. I would like the warrior to go. I don't think that this wall of fire is in effect anymore. Alright, so should have built that up. I think that's what I forgot to do. I was supposed to build that up last time. Crap. Okay, we're going to go with Into the Fray again for 2 action points. Got to run all the numbers again, so they leave my head so fast. Okay, so our hit chance is 13, minus 1 is a 12, plus 2 is a 14, so I need to roll 14 or lower to get this attack. Unsuccessful, I rolled a 16. Oh, bummer. Alright, so that's going to be gone. So what I want to do now is... Jeez. I could build up the Power Rage for 1 action point. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and I'll use my last action point to go ahead and start this, and we'll finish it off next turn. If I'm not dead yet. So he's all the way done. He was the first one to go. I opted to have him go first this round. So the werewolf's going to get another attack. It needs a 15 or lower. Yes, yeah, 15 or lower for the attack. Alright, got a 3. He's rolling much better than I am. Alright, so 2 for the poison. 1, 2. And then 3 for the hit. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so I am now at 4 health. I really need to do something about that. Alright, it goes over to the wizard's turn. The wizard, I think we're on the second round for this one here. Okay. Alright, so the wizard, and I think this one's gone. This one's no longer in use. Oops. I think y'all saw that. Okay. So the wizard, it's possible that we can do some damage with the wizard here. And the first one I'm going to try to go with is an extreme attack. So for 2 action points, we're going to be drawing the werewolf over to us. Remembering it only has 7 health left, right? How much did it have? Okay. Oh, it only has 6 health left. No, it should have less than that because I hit it with a 7. He should only have 5 health left. I don't know why I calculated that at 14. When I hit him with 7 damage, he should only have 5 total health left. I will double check that on the videos, but I'm pretty sure it's 5. Okay. Alright, so she's using extreme attack, so we're doubling her power, which brings it to 6, plus this one is a 10, and then 11 with the staff. So that's pretty good. Alright, so we're gonna double the base power of a regular attack. Okay, so this is our first attack using extreme attack. We have a hit chance of 14, minus 1, so we need to do a 13 or lower. Alright, cool. We got a 6 or a 9. Either one of those. I can't tell on this dice for some reason, but the attack was successful. She's going to go to 5. Now we take all of our points and add them up. We have a base power of 3 plus my staff is 4. Oh, I'm sorry, we'll go with base power of 3 times 2 here for the extreme attack, so that's a 6. And then we have the staff, which is a 7, that's plus 1, 7, and then our scroll of power, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, that'll be 11 minus his defense of 9. That's a 2. So he should... Okay, so we're going to minus the 2 here. He's only got 3 health left. So we're going to use our final 2 action points to do the exact same thing. We're going to extreme attack him. And we're going to have to roll a 13 or lower. And we rolled a 19, which was unsuccessful. Alright, shucks. Alright, so he's going to get an attack on me. And he's got to roll, I have an AP of 4, so he's got to roll 14 or lower. He rolls an 11. He always gets the hits. Alright, he is doing 9 points, or he's already done the poison damage, so we take 2 off. 1, 2. 9 minus my defense of 5 is 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we're at a 10. And that's going to finish out this round. And this should be the last round that we're going to be able to use Scroll of Power for, but I'd like to have the warrior go first this round, so this will be the last time we can use Scroll of Power, and have the warrior probably do the attack. Now I have to finish off my Power Rage ability. That's going to take 2 action points to do, 1 for the AP meter, and then the final one to go ahead and launch it off. So that means I'm only going to have 1 action point left. Okay, so we're going to add the power level of +5, but we're adding a hit chance of +3. Alright, so taking all this in order, we have our hit chance is 13 minus 1, which becomes 12. Then we have +3, so now our hit chance is 15. So I need to roll 15 or lower for this to successfully attack. Haha, finally. I got a 1. Alright, now we calculate damage. That experience goes to 6. Damage is my power added up is 5 plus 2 for the backstab knife, so that's 7, plus 4, that's 11, and then we have plus 5, which is 16 total from the Power Rage, minus his 9. He's well dead after that one. Okay, so we're going to take that off. We have another head here. Well, that's all of his turn. He cannot do anything more. And I don't know if we get, what do we get, a drop or something when we kill a boss? Let me check that out. Boss enemy card 7. Alright, it might be the way those operate as far as rewards. That might be the same thing where we're supposed to draw 1 for each row. Which I didn't even do that for the last one. But at this point, it doesn't matter. Let's see, the warrior has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's already carrying the other boss head here. Somewhere in here. Oh, no, he gave it to the wizard. Okay, well, doesn't matter. He doesn't have enough action points to pick it up. We move over here to the wizard's turn. She's going to go ahead and pick up the head that's lying on the ground over here. So she's carrying 2 of the boss's heads. And where do we need to go? So for this scenario, it looks like for boss hunt, the goal is return to the starter tile with the 2 boss heads. If any hero becomes exhausted or the game, the quest is lost. Alright, so I have 2 boss heads at the starter tile, and that's the quest. So hopefully there wasn't too much confusion that I added in there. Hopefully I got most of the stuff right. If not, feel free to call me out on it. Constructively, mind you. uh, Great time I had playing the game, running through the Coin Quest and this one, showing off the mechanics. I'm really looking forward to how the Kickstarter is going to be and how things are going to look. Hopefully they'll. I'm pretty sure I've already seen some of the preview artwork coming out, and it looks fantastic. I know a lot of this is just placeholder art. Some of these, have already changed, if you're on the Facebook page and all that, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I've had a great time. I love the mechanics here. They really keep you thinking, and I know some of these things are set to change, probably even get a little bit harder for some of these scrolls and things like that. I know that he was talking about changing those, so... Anyway, I appreciate it if you stuck around with me this whole time. I hope you learned some stuff, and because I know I did. I know I made some mistakes along the way, but I've tried my best to address those. There's a lot going on here, a lot to offer in this game, so I highly recommend it. I think this is a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun playing it. I like the randomness of the dungeon, it builds itself, and it helps on the setup time. You have to worry about that. Because I played games that, may take 30, 40 minutes to set up, make sure everything's right. This one, you just get everything on the table, and you start drawing the cards and the tiles, and it's really, really quick setup. So, I hope you like I said, I hope you enjoyed. Please leave me some feedback or comments on the channel and the videos, and, just let me know anything. I don't care what it is. So, hope to see you guys around next time.